Hello everyone, it's Rita here, and it is Sunday slow stitching with me, and I'm going to take this first part of this video and just show you what I've been working on. And I've still doing the bird, and I've got some little stitches here, and then I outlined him. I'm not sure if I did that on camera or not. I didn't have very much time to stitch this week, so this is the progress. I just, it's a slow stitch. It just takes time. So I've got this little piece here that I've been stitching on. I have this one here that I've started working on, and then I end up using something else and starting something else. So this is the base. And then this one here, let's see, I think I was just gonna do, I don't know how I was doing that, but anyway, that one's supposed to go with that. And then I also been working on this other one that I had cut up, that piece that was hand stitched, and I cut it up in fours. So this piece here, see, you can't, all this green stitching back there is still there, and then I've added some other elements to this square, and so that will make another box or something. I keep saying this, but it's true. I love the boxes. I think you guys love them too, because so many people have commented about them. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a box. This time it's called a Etui, E-T-U-I. I thought I wrote it somewhere. E-T-U-I is how it's spelled. It's a old Victorian type sewing box. And you can go look them up on YouTube if you'd like. I don't have one made because I haven't had a chance to make it, but I've been wanting to make one. So I've got all the pieces ready and cut, and I'm going to give you those numbers. So I don't have a list to give you a screenshot. I have a list, but I'm not quite sure it's accurate at this point. So I'm going to go through them and tell you what the numbers are, and then you can check back and, rewind the video if you can't get it all written down. Okay, so if you want to pause, you can pause here and run and get a piece of paper and a pencil or pen. All right, so I'm going to start. This is the outside of the box that you're going to need. And I'm using centimeters, and I'll tell you why, because the video that I watched was about 3 or 4 years old. I will put her link down so you can go look at it if you want. But I was going to change it into inches for you, but it's just that little bit off, and it's really hard to make it in inches, but you could. So for instance, let's get one of the box pages here. All right, so this is 12 by 9 centimeters. And if I go in inches, it is 4 3/4 high, but it's 3 1/2 plus 1, 1/16 of an inch. So it's just, you could do it 3 though. But you would have to, you could do 4 1/2 by 3 if you wanted to, and you didn't want to use the centimeters. But the centimeters are so easy, and let me show you here. I cut all these squares, and I used boxes, cereal boxes. Well, not cereal because I don't eat cereal. Cracker boxes, TV dinner boxes, and I think one was a cake box. Anyway, so when you cut these boxes out, you can do it on your cutter, or you can use a X-Acto knife like this and a ruler if you want to do that. I don't like to use those because I always miscut. I'll slice it into it or go crooked or something. But let me show you the centimeters on here. here's my line where I would cut it, and this is 12, and you can, wait a minute, no, this width is 9 centimeters, so it's right there. So you just put this up on the 9 on your ruler and cut. And then if you wanted to, you could probably, but see how you have to judge that? It's just 1 tick away from being 3.5, 1 tick larger. But it's just as easy to go up here and go to the 9 and make your cut. And then this way would be to 12. This one's kind of hard to, because it's right there in the middle of it. But you can still do it in the 12. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. And almost every single ruler you have has centimeters on it along one side. So I find it to be easier sometimes with centimeters. It's easier to line things up too. So, okay, so what you're going to need is 4 card squares. Now, cereal box, you want it, or whatever box you're using, you want something that's pretty stiff. You know, I mean, it's going to have fabric, and some of these are going to be layered twice. So, you know, it will be probably strong enough, but it's going to be a box, so you want it to be able to be sturdy enough that, you know, it won't fall apart. So, 4 12 by 9s. I'm sorry if I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm excited to start this. You know how you get excited? Then you're going to need 4 11.5 by 8.5 centimeters, and that's going to be the lining for the box. So see, that's a little bit smaller, okay, because we're going to cover this with fabric and we're going to cover this with fabric. All right, and then you're going to need the base of the box, and the base is 9.5 by 9.5, and the lining is also 9.5 by 9.5, because this will be on the inside of the box, and this will be laying on the bottom of the box, so they'll be the same size. Okay, so there's basically 2 of those you need. I should write 2, just so I know that that's what that is. Okay, then there's going to be another box inside this box. If you've ever seen those the explosion box where the butterflies come out, or people put candy or whatever in them, it's kind of like that. So this inner box is going to be 8 centimeters by 4.5 centimeters. And you need 4 of those. Okay. Then, you know what? I didn't bring my camera down. Maybe it'll help you a little bit. Oops. Can you see it any closer? I don't know. So then you're going to need, for the lining of those boxes, you're going to need 7.5 by 4 centimeters. Okay. Can't pick anything up. All right, I'm just going to clip those back together. And then for the base of this box, you're going to need 4.5 by 4.5 centimeters for the base. There is no, it's going to be for the inside of the box, so you only need 1. Why did I write 4? You only need 1. It was confusing getting all these numbers down. I didn't know it was going to be so many. Okay, now we need a lid on the big box. You could put a lid on the little box too, but we have to figure out what that size would be. It'd probably just be 5 by 5. Yeah, because you just need it to be like a half of a centimeter larger than the box itself. Okay, so the lid inside, this is the lining side, is 9 by 9. And then the top of the box, the lid of the box, is 9.5 by 9.5. And that will fit over the top. And this will go on the inside of your box when it's finished. Okay? Might need another one of these. It wasn't very clear to me. The sides, you're going to need 9.5 by 2 centimeters. I'm not used to writing centimeters. 9 by 9 inches. It would be a huge box. So you're going to need 4 of these. Okay? And then as we go along, I'll show you how these all get put together. So after you get these, you know, you can make these. We probably won't, I don't know, it depends on how fast how much video time I use for Sunday, this coming up. If I have time, I will try to at least get some of the pieces covered, and then you'll be able to see better. And I'm going to use, for me, I'm going to use 2 different fabrics. I've had this fabric for quite a long time, and I just love red and white. And I just love this floral. And then I had bought, this was for something else. I was making a quilt and I needed a border, and I had bought this to use for the border. Evidently, I changed my mind. I don't know. But anyway, I thought I'd make this part the inside of my box, and this part would be the outside. And then I found these napkins that I got somewhere at a thrift store or something. And it had these little polka dots on it. And I thought maybe those would be cute for the lid. Those little polka dots. So I'm going to see if I can't incorporate those somehow. Now, as far as slow stitching goes, because there isn't really slow stitching to make the box. But to decorate the box, you can slow stitch something and put it on the side. But I will get to that, because once we get to the construction of the box and get things made, then you'll see, you know, better what you can do. If you want to slow stitch, I would slow stitch on my outside boxes, not the lining, because we're going to put pockets. Well, I hope we're going to put pockets. But elastic to hold your things into the box. And you'll see what I'm talking about if you go to anything online that is described in the Etui design. You'll see what kind of box I'm talking about. So, and you could change it any way you want it to be, and you can put whatever you want to put in it. So anyway, I'm going to let that sit there for now, and then I will return. Either I'll return and be working more on this, or I'll return and start working on the boxes. Okay? So hold on. Hello, I'm back. This is a different location, and I hope you can see what I'm doing. Unfortunately, I have a shadow behind me, but I will get that straightened out by the next video. This is a temporary situation. So what we're going to need now, we're going to cover, and this is my table slants down also. We are going to cover the cardboard squares that we cut out already. So this is the 12 by 9 centimeters, and you need 4 of these for the outside of the box. And so I've ripped some fabric that I want to use on this. And at this point, it doesn't matter if it's upside down or not, because you can turn it around. They're all the same size. So I'm going to go around here. I'm going to start, yeah, you can see me, I think. I'm going to start at the top up here, and I'm going to put some glue there. And then fold this down. You can leave a 1/2 inch would be better. Mine's a little bit shy, so, but I have this already, this piece strip cut off, and I want to use it. So I'm just going to try my best to, I'm using Scotch permanent glue. This is the best glue for sticking things down, especially on paper, but it works quite well on fabric as well. So now I've got the top and the bottom done in this case, because those were the shorter sides, and more so I wanted to make sure that this fit. Then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to go up to the top of that where the fold is, and I'm going to clip this out. I think I'm doing this right. So I'm going to go this way and then cut that out. And the reason I'm doing this is to eliminate the bulk at the corners, because this can get really bulky if you, and especially if you're using a heavier fabric, but I am just using a plain cotton. Now, I'm jumping to this where I'm covering this. If you want to slow stitch on this piece and do some embroidery, you could do that. But if you're going to put any kind of stuffing or batting in there, or felt, like I have here on my table, a piece of felt, you could do all your stitching and then do this part. But in this case, I'm not worried about doing that. I think I'm going to maybe just add some lace and things, not a lot of slow stitching. Okay, so now we're going to take and put our glue on this side, and I'm going to fold this down. Whoops, I guess I need some glue in there, just a little bit to hold it. I'm going to fold this down and get that nice and tight. Down in here. Can overlap a little bit on that side, it's okay. And then we're going to pull this nice and firm, because you want these corners to be as good as you can get them. See? I don't know if you can see that, but as good as you can get them on the corner. And because the glue is still not stuck all the way, you might need to take a scissor or a needle or a pen or something and just get that nice and secure. Okay. Now I'm going to put some glue on this one, and a little dab there and a little dab there. Fold this down. Fold this down. Okay, and then give this a nice good tug, because you don't want any loose fabric on the front. You want it nice and tight. Okay, so that's the first piece. Let's do one more of those. Actually, let's do the bottom, the base, because I want to, if I don't have enough time, I want to show you. Okay, here's the base. Let's do the base. I don't know if I have a piece. Oh yeah, that'll work. Okay. So this is the bottom of the box, the base. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. Get that centered there. Now, I don't cut my corners out first. I'm always afraid it won't line up. So I like to put it down and then just clip up to almost to the end. All right, so go like that. And if you have like stripes or something, you want to make sure that those are lined up. Make sure your cardboard is laying up to the stripe. so it's not crooked. And you can clip it with some clips if you want. You know, your, what do you call them, clips? These guys here. Okay. And then I'm just going to cut into here. And crossed. A little bit of glue there. My room sounds kind of echoey, like echo. I never realized that because I usually have something going on in the background, like TV or something. But not when I'm doing this. This doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but you just... Oh, I didn't want to cut that off, did I? No, I'm not sure. Ah, dang it. I don't think I wanted to. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. I felt like I was doing something wrong there. Okay. I'll go across here and a little bit on this so that you can fold it in. Okay. And we're going to make sure that that is nice and tight. And nice and tight. So you might choose to do a less bulky fabric on this rather than a upholstery or something, simply because, you know, it's hard to get those corners to match up. Okay. This way. See, that's overhung a little bit, but that's fine. It just, you're taking the majority of the bulk out. And if you're, you know, if it doesn't stay glued, then use these little clips to hold it down until the glue gets a good dry. So I was looking for another clip. I guess it's okay. All right, so now there's our base. So before I move on, I don't know how much I can get done with how much time I have left. Okay, so when this is the bottom of the box and this is the inside of the box and this is the outside. So this here, which is not the same, isn't that weird? I thought I did it. Well, that's weird because that's 9. Oh, this is 9.5 by 9.5. Well, that doesn't make sense. Let me see. Do I have a... No, 9.5. Maybe this was supposed to be the base. Oh, darn it. Okay, I'm sorry. This is the base to the lid. Oh, I think I did that. Oh, I don't think I have a pin here. I was going to change it to say lid. Okay, that's the base to the lid. Wrong base. This is the inside base. All right, so now I've got to do another piece. I can't believe I did that. Yes, I can. I'm always doing something like that. Now, if you don't want to have too much overhang, you can, sometimes the more you have, the worse, because like you'd rather have maybe a 1/2 inch, you see, than like a whole inch or something, because then it just gets too bulky. You can always use those for something. So let's see. Stick that in there like that. Glue stick. You can use double-sided tape for this. Oops. In fact, the video that I watched her make this, And she's doing it a little different than I am, because we don't always do things the same, and we always try to improve on them, what we can do to make it easier for us. I can't. This was awkward going this direction. Might as well just cut all these at the same time. And this, you know, is all assembly line once you get started. Okay. I don't know why I keep turning it around. It doesn't seem like it's in the right spot for some reason, but it is. Okay, just gonna get that smushed down there. Yeah, I'm gonna get a level table in here too. This is one of those old, I don't know if you remember back in the day, but like in the kids' room, like in the boys' room, we'd always get this dresser, and it would have this little desk on the top with a drop down. You never see that anymore, really. I don't think. But then I'm not out buying kids' furniture anymore. Okay. Just want to get those corners really nice, because that makes such a difference in the finishing. Okay. All right. And that's why if you're going to put any kind of padding here, you don't want the batting or whatever you put in felt to go past those corners. You want to keep it as much on the edge as you can so that you can get this to lay down better. Okay. So now that we have the bottom here, and then this is going to be one of the sides. So you see that we got this part here. Whoops, I'm sorry. I don't hope I haven't been out of camera. And then this is going to go to that, and then it's going to eventually fold up like this. But we're going to have another piece of cardboard on the inside of this when we get to that point. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this piece and this piece. I got that right? Yeah, because this is the floor of the box. So we're going to do that like that. I'm going to make sure that you can see me. Okay. Then we're going to take a needle and thread. And this is cotton, everyday 50 weight cotton thread. Like this. This is Coates & Clark. I probably had it for 20 years. And we're going to, let's see, I think I'm going to go in through here behind this and put that knot back there. See? Okay. I'm going to set this back on top and line these up nice and even best you can. And you'll probably want to put a little clip on here to hold it in place. And then we're going to whip stitch it. So you want to make these, you're just going to pick up, you're not going through the cardboard. You're just going through, oh, hold on, I can't see. Let's see if these glasses work better. Okay. You're going to go through the fabric only, not the cardboard, because you won't be able to sew the cardboard. And you might want to let this dry, otherwise you're going to be going through some glue. But for the purposes of, yeah, see, I'm already hitting some glue, I think. Oh. There we go. Plus the thickness of the fabric right there. But these stitches are going to have to be close together, because you don't really want them to show. They're going to show. Well, let me see. There is a way to stitch without those showing, so let's try. My lighting is also not very good. So what you would do is go under the fabric, between the cardboard and the fabric, and go along the edge and see how it's, can you see that it's poked out right there? Do you see that? I don't know if you can see. You slide it through. Then you're going to come across and you're going to go on the other side and you're going to slide it through. This is called a ladder stitch. So if you want to look it up, you can find it. And this is kind of a really good hidden stitch. Okay, so now we're going to go back on this side. Oh, come on. Right now the glue is really causing me a problem. To let it dry. And then my needle came unthreaded. And I got sticky glue all over my hands. So I suggest you, oh, thought I had it. Wash your hands before you start sewing after you've glued. Okay, now where were we? We're on this side. So now I'm going to go back to this side. Now this, if you wanted to, you could do a couple times back, do it all the way across and then come back and do it again, just to make sure that it's all done. Really, this is not that hard. This is the same process that I use for what do you call it? Paper piecing, English paper piecing. It's the same thing. You can whip stitch English paper piecing if you want, but oh my gosh, this is going to happen a lot, you guys. I'm sorry. Okay. So I'm going to get some of that glue off my finger. I didn't bring a wipe in here because I've never even thought about it. That's what happens when you do a new space. You gotta think about all the things you have surrounding you. All right, I can see it there. Okay. What side I'm on now? Okay, I was on this back side. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and whip stitch this. I probably can't see because I hope my other camera, when I get it set up right,
will be easier for you to see. But I'm just going to whip stitch it, this one. If you do them small enough, you really can't tell. They almost blend right into the fabric. And if you don't have, like this is red and white fabric, and so far I'm working with white, and it's pretty much oh my gosh, pretty much unnoticeable. But if you're and the reason I'm using a small needle is because if you use a large needle, you can't get it close enough together. I mean, you can't get that little tiny stitch. You want a needle. These are my applique needles, and they're fine. And that way you can take a little bite of thread. Unfortunately, I have a hard time keeping them threaded. I'm trying to stay in camera. I hope you're stitching along with me on some project. You may not know how to do this one, but working on your boxes or a journal cover or something else. I do like to do things, oh my gosh, I think I might be actually getting through the cardboard, and that's not good. You can see it's shorter. Yeah, I feel like I'm not getting, probably glued it down too good. Maybe not put the glue so close to the edges, and just like maybe just in the corners add extra glue, but the other part just do a little bit higher and not right onto the edge. Okay, pretty much done. Now, if you had the next section, you could add it, which I don't have handy, but you would add the next section here, and just wherever your thread ends up. I thought it was on that side. So since your thread is there, you could add this section to here and then start whipping again. Okay? But it's best to whip it in the, well, I guess it doesn't really matter in this case. So I'm just going to tie this off a little bit here. And I'm going to use my knot. I feel like I'm doing this blind. I didn't realize if I don't have enough light. So I have like when I'm stitching, I have an overhead, you know, LED light. It makes a big difference. Okay. So that's how you sew it together. You're going to put all four of them, all four of these, so different boxes, together like this. Okay? And then you're going to do the same thing with your little boxes, your little sides. So this is the box. So you're going to do the same process, only it would be on here like so. I mean, it wouldn't be attached yet. We'll attach it when, and here's the base. All right. So you can go ahead and do all of that, and then by the next video, I will have those all backed and sewn with my fabric. And I'm gonna, on the inside, I'm gonna use this fabric to put up against this. And on the inside of, yes, on the inside of these, when these all get, I'm sorry, when these are all stitched up, we're going to be putting the lining one inside. And I'll just show you kind of what I'm talking about. These are 11.5 by 8.5. So all your boxes need to be, all your cardboard pieces, if you did them 3, you would have to cut them at 2 7/8. Do you see what I'm saying? So you have just this little border. And then you're going to cover all of these, but when you cover all of these, you're going to put a piece of felt. Let's see if I have a piece I can cut it out real quick. I need, you can bring the big scissors over. I'm just doing this to the side. I know you can't see it. I think I've got glue on my scissors now, so I have to clean them. Okay, so that way when you lay this piece down, and then you're going to have a piece of felt, okay, and then you're going to have a piece of your fabric over it like so, and then you're going to glue this down here. But in the meantime, also, if you want to put a piece of ribbon here, or let's just use this for an example. You want to put a piece of elastic, a piece of ribbon, and then you're going to also glue that onto the back. And this would be something you could do to hold your scissors. Or if you want to make a pocket, you can take another piece of fabric, make your pocket, and lay it across like that. Just one layer, but just fold this down and stitch across it, and then lay that down. I'm sorry, this, I don't have another smaller piece. But then you'd have a little pocket there if you wanted to put your scissors in there. So when it's sitting up in the inside, it won't fall out. But elastic is a good choice. Even if you wanted to put pockets on 2 of them, let's say, you could still put a piece of elastic up here, because you might want to hold your glue stick. Because, you know, if you're using this for English paper piecing, if you're using it for that, you would want a place that you could put your glue stick, or you could put your templates behind the thing, and then you would have a place to store those while you're, you know, stitching. So I guess that's going to be it for today. I'm going to try to get all these done, and then I'll come back at the end, and I won't have these glued on yet because I will be attaching either the pockets or elastic or whatever we need to do, and then these will get glued on, not sewn. These will be all glued on inside like this. Or you could, because of the elastic in the pocket, I might sew around those. You could do it with a sewing machine. I don't think you can really do it by hand because you would be end up going through the cardboard. Yeah, that would be kind of difficult to do. But you could attach your pocket by hand, stitch on each side before you glue it. That would maybe secure it a little bit better. Anyway, I don't know because I haven't got that far. But anyway, so the lining pieces are 11.5 by 8.5 centimeters. and you need 4 of those. This side is 12 by 9 centimeters, and the inside bottom of the box is 9 by 9 centimeters, and you only need 1 of those. Actually, you're going to want 2 because you're going to want to cover this bottom. At least I am. And then, yeah, that'll be so cute. So this is how big your box is going to be. If you can see, it's, I don't have a stand-up ruler. All I have is a tape measure. Let's see. Well, we know it's going to be about 5 inches tall. Yeah, let's see, about 5 inches tall. And so that should fit in your, you know, little tote bag if you're going somewhere or something like that. These do not get sewn together because they're going to flop down like one of those explosion boxes. So when you set your box down on your table to do your stitching, it's going to fold out like that. Now they do have the hexagon style, but I thought that might be too much for this one. I'll just wait. Maybe I'll do that, another one, and use that as a gift or something. Oh, that's the lining. That's why it's not. It's a good thing to mark them. Be sure to mark them. You might want to put A, B, C, D, you know, or something like that if you want to keep them. And then have a little list of what they're for. So, okay, guys. Well, that is going to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed that. And this is a two-way box sewing kit. And they're very, they used a lot of it during the Victorian ages where the ladies had their little boxes. And then on the lid, we're going to find something, not this one, but when we do the lid, something to put in the center. So you might want to keep your eye open for maybe a tassel, or you might want to put even a little knob on there. You know, you glue a little knob. You could put a button. And then the other thing for the inside in this little box, when it all falls down, now that I'm thinking about it, this one's all going to fall down on the inside. And you have your little square piece. You can make a tiny little pin cushion to go inside there. And that would be so cute. Okay, so, you know, just something really simple, little square, or you can do a circle. In fact, I might do a circle one, and then I'll stitch around it, and that will make it kind of like puffy or looking, something like this, and that would be cute. Okay, and then in this box, you could also put your thimble in there or something like that that you could contain in a pocket, you know, when you close it up. All right, guys, I hope that you could see everything. And, yeah, next time I will have it a better view. Okay, so have a great day and have fun stitching. And I'd love to see your projects. So if you go over to our Facebook group, which is Junk Journal in a Day, I know that doesn't seem like it has anything to do with slow stitching, but it's my channel. It's my group. So go over there and post pictures. We'll be surprised to see some slow stitching over there. Okay, have a great day, and I'll see you soon.